Masters of war. You that build all the guns, you that build the damn planes, you that build all the bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind tasks. I just want you to know I can see through your masks. You've never done nothing but built to destroy. You play with my world like it's your little toy. You put a gun in my hand, then you hack my hands, then you turn and run farther when the fast bullets fly. Like Judas awful, you lie and deceive. A world war can be war. You want me to believe, but I see through your eyes, and I see through your brain, just like to see through the water that runs down.
Comrades, I commend you. I commend all of you for coming here today in defiance of those who would stop us. This time last year, the PSNI unjustly prevented us from reaching this point. This year you have shown them, you've shown everyone, that when we choose our tactics, they will not, they cannot stop us. And I commend you for that. On June 26, 1973, Robert McGuinness, a 20-year-old civilian, passed away 4 days after being shot at a range of 3 yards from the back of a British Army Saracen in his native Derry. No British soldier, major or politician was ever held accountable for Robert's murder. On the 26th of June 1980, Miriam Daly, a 45-year-old mother of two and a tireless Republican socialist activist, was murdered by a British government death squad in her Andersonstown home. No British soldier, major or politician has ever been held accountable for Miriam's murder. Robert McGuinness and Miriam Daly are just two of a litany of Irish citizens who have been murdered, massacred or assassinated by the agencies of the British administration in Ireland over the past 4 decades. No British soldier, major or politician has ever been held properly to account for any of these killings. Not one. Yet today, on June 26, 2010, Belfast City Council, a body allegedly tasked with representing all the people of this city, sees fit to honour those same armed forces, those same people who are responsible for countless crimes in this country. To honour such a force in the immediate aftermath of the publication of the Salvo report, when the British Army stands in a much-deserved disgrace, as a slap in the face to all of those people who have lost loved ones at the hands of the British Army. Such a decision also confirms that the six-county establishment, whether it's based in Belfast City Hall or in Stormont or elsewhere, is firmly entrenched within the apparatus of the British occupation. And thus, it falls to us, the ordinary working class people, to those with no vested interest in this society, to become the front line of the opposition to the British presence in Ireland. Has it ever been any different, comrades? Unionism has always got its kicks from the triumphalist display of the trappings of British imperialism in the face of the crappies. For these politicians and bigots, British Armed Forces Day is a concept made in heaven. There is little more offensive to the sensibilities of nationalists and Republicans than the celebration of a British war machine that has wreaked terror upon our communities. Little can be more offensive than the British Union Jack, the butcher's apron, being joined by the flag of the British Armed Forces, the killer's cloth. However, there is another more important reason for the invention of British Armed Forces Day. The British government is well aware that support for its imperial adventures in Afghanistan and Iraq is at an all-time low. In England, British soldiers cannot wear their uniforms in public for fear of attracting abuse. Hotels have turned down bookings for members of the British Army. Thousands have taken to the streets in protest, and recruitment levels for the war machine are at a historic low. British Armed Forces Day is intended to gloss over the crimes of British imperialism, to glamorise the concept of war, and to make an act of occupation morally acceptable. Joseph Goebbels would indeed be proud. The public revulsion being shown towards the armed forces in their own country by ordinary English people surely contains lessons for the people of this country, the people of Ireland, when massive efforts are being made to make the forces of occupation an integral part of everyday life. PSNI gunmen are being invited into community centres and schools. The British Army is attending job fairs, not just within the 6 counties, but within the 26 counties as well. The British Royal Navy is throwing its ships open to the public in Belfast and Derry and docking in Dublin. The strategy of normalisation, honed and tweaked since its inception in the 1970s, is attempting to make the presence of the occupation forces normal, acceptable, and perhaps even desirable. The celebration of British Armed Forces is part of this strategy. A rejuvenated campaign of opposition to normalisation, to the British Armed Forces Day, and to the British occupation must start here. It must start on the streets, and it must stay on the streets. Despite its best efforts, the British government has been unable to sweep its crimes in this country under its imperial carpet. We have the courage and the determination of families like those of the Bloody Sunday and Ballymurphy massacre families to thank for that. Likewise, the British government should not be allowed to hide the fact that it is involved in the military occupation of this country. British interference in Ireland must be exposed and opposed at every turn. And today, comrades, we've succeeded in doing that. The politicians of Belfast City Council and Stormont aren't going to do this. So it's up to us, once again, the people of no property, to step up to the mark. As James Connolly stated before his execution, the British government has no right in Ireland, never had any right in Ireland, and never can have any right in Ireland. And that is a fact that we must ensure, both you and I, that Britain and its cheerleaders in Ireland will never escape from. They have no right in Ireland, and they never will. Thank you very much for coming here today.
For the others to fire, then you sit back and watch while the death count gets higher. You hide in your mansions while young people's blood flows out of their bodies and is buried in the mud. You've thrown the worst fears that could ever be hurled. That's fear to bring children into this world, for threatening my baby. I'm born enough, you ain't worth the blood that runs in your veins.